Hey friends, and welcome back to Piggy Bank Tales. My name is Sarah. Today I'm budgeting my first paycheck for the month of July, and oof, I really underestimated my moving costs. I've also done a little bit of spending in setting up the treehouse, is what I call my new place. So I'll go over that, and I will also talk about what I plan to save for next. Let's get into it. First of all, my paycheck for this first paycheck of July was higher than it's been in quite some time. So as you can see right here, I got paid $2,568.95. This definitely was more hours as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a little memo here. 74.43 hours. The first week of July, I was on vacation. So our company pays us for 2 weeks off a year, and it's July 4th is the first week, and then the second week is the week of Christmas. And this paycheck included June 30th because that was the last payday for the pay period. So what they do is we don't actually get paid a full 8 hours for our vacation each day. They look at our average for the last 6 months, like how many hours I'm working weekly, and that's what they build off. So I actually got paid, I think it was 6.75 hours, something like that is what I actually got paid for June 30th. And I think there was 11 days on this paycheck. So it was a pretty nice paycheck, and I'm really happy about this. As always in life, it's like Murphy's Law that whenever you get extra money, there's another bill coming in that you weren't anticipating. So you'll see that in this budget. I use YNAB, which stands for You Need a Budget. It's a digital budgeting application. You can use it on the desktop. They also have a mobile version. For the mobile version, I typically just use it to enter quick transactions, but I like to do my overall assigning and any targets that I want to edit on my desktop. If you're interested in trying YNAB, down below in the description box, there is a link. It's a referral link for YNAB. If you use my referral link, you get a 34-day trial for free. And then if you sign up for a subscription, you will also get a month for free. And at that point, that's when YNAB would also give me a month for free. The first thing I want to take care of is closing out the old apartment. I knew I was going to have probably one more Wi-Fi bill, and actually what it is it's a fee because you're discontinuing your plan. They charge $50. So under internet, I did change the target to $50 now. It normally was $49.99 a month for the service, but now it's $50 for this final fee. Click underfunded. The other thing is the electricity. So I did have another a final electricity bill, and it's a little bit higher than it normally is. But so one more here. Okay, so electricity bill is paid. And now the apartment. I think I put a little note here. Yeah, right here I added the note. $179.43 is what I owe them. So they sent me like a rundown of everything I've ever paid while I lived there. So it included rent. So I had like a baseline rent, and then they would add on my water and garbage and waste disposal and pesticide fee, all of that. I would end up paying about $100 more a month on top of my rent. Which is pretty much what happened here. Is they charged me like $94.60 for that. On my final utility bill, basically, they charged me a $15 fee for a move out fee. There should not be a fee for that. Obviously, the company is just pocketing that $15. I'm gonna have to go back and edit my review on the apartment complex. But anyways, because I moved out July 2nd, they had a prorate rent by 2 days. So that got a little bit added onto the fee that I owed them. So they just subtracted it from my security deposit and the cleaning fee. For some reason, I kept thinking I paid $700 security deposit. It turns out it was only $400 I paid. So after everything was said and done, they did not charge me for anything on the apartment. Like they didn't say like, oh, the walls need to be painted or blah, blah, blah. Like I knew they were going to charge me a cleaning fee. So that's why I did not even bother cleaning the apartment. And they charged me $170 for the cleaning fee. After everything was said and done, I owe them $84 because the cleaning fee wasn't quite covered. And then they also had to prorate those utilities. So, like the garbage, the water. And so it ended up where I owed another $84. So I owe a total of $179.43 back to the apartment. So here I'm just going to add plus 179.43. And it says that this needs to be paid in the next 30 days so they don't send it to a collection agency. So I'll probably just mail them a check. So that wraps up all the fees that I owed. Before I take care of these overspent categories, I do want to put some money towards August rent. So I'm going to jump over to August, and my new rent is now $2,500 a month, which I've already changed the target. I have to ignore this because it's trying to roll over the money that I just put in there. So I'm still just going to add $1,250 here. Normally I've been putting $1,350 towards my rent, so I've been doing a little bit more than half because I was anticipating that my paychecks were low. They're going to be higher now. I've gotten some more clients, and even this week I think I worked like almost 40 hours. So I do anticipate that my paychecks should be a little bit higher from here on out, at least for this season. Okay, so now that I did that, I'm going to take care of the overspending that happened with the move. Just so we can get it over with, and then I can allocate money for other bills and things this month. Okay, so for the move, I anticipated it was going to take the movers 4 hours. I budgeted $600 for a 4-hour move. It was actually 5 hours. And then on top of that, they charged a fee that I wasn't aware of. When you sign up for a moving company, they should tell you upfront what kind of fees might be added on, or to tell you that, oh, if you have this service or this service added on, that's going to cost X amount of money more, whatever. Once we got to the new place, the gentleman who was like in charge, he was giving me the paperwork to sign, and he was telling me that they basically charged me to transport the move from one place, from point A to point B. And I think that's so dumb. I think that should be included in part of your moving fee. But so they basically charge like a 20-minute drive to bring the stuff. And so their drive time, and I don't know if there's a fee on top of that. They also charged me a fee for setting up my area rug that's in the living room and setting up the sofas, which I did not know about. And I mean, I did need help with the rug, so I would have gladly paid them to help set up the rug. It's really heavy and bulky, and it was really difficult for me to even roll up myself to get it packed ready for them to take. So that's fine. But so there was a fee on top of that. And then I also paid them a tip, which they just charged all one final fee, which is kind of dumb because I'm really hoping that the movers actually get the tip and not the owners, because obviously they're the ones doing the work. So when all was said and done, I owed like $900 for the move. I under budgeted by $316.60. So this is going to be covered with my emergency fund. And then the treehouse. So these are some things that I bought for the treehouse. This is not including like the washer setup. This is just some things that I needed to help organize the place right away. So like I got a basket from Home Goods. I don't have a really big pantry anymore. I basically have like one tiny cupboard. So I use my baker's rack where I put like these baskets on top where I could put some dry foods on top of there. This is still the shower head right here, this is part of the washer setup. I bought some picture frames and I realized I didn't have any photos of my son and I. So I had some prints printed and I wanted some family photos and stuff around the home because I just realized I didn't really have any. So that's what that is, and some baskets and bins to help organize. In my old place, I had like an over-the-door rack that held all of my like hair products, skin products, emergency kit products, anything like that, because in my old bathroom, I had no drawers. So I end up getting like these little shelf organizers off of Amazon for that. Anyways, there's $177 right there. This is also going to come from the emergency fund. Okay, and then another thing that I end up buying was I jumped the gun on these IKEA shelves. So I didn't actually order the shelf from IKEA. I ended up buying another baker's rack and I put it in the closet in the living room just so I could have more storage space, and I still need another one. I feel like I definitely need more. I think that was about $50 or $60. Let me see. Oh, dead wrong. $71.46. And then I end up buying another kitchen cart, and I wanted to free up some more counter space to have a designated area for my coffee. I'm such a coffee lover, and I even have like a budget for my coffee because I just love making my own coffee. I use a mocha pot. I'll get into that later at some other time, but I just wanted a designated coffee spot. So I ended up buying this cart. It was on sale. It was $104 after shipping and taxes and everything was $113. Again, this is going to come from the emergency fund. Bam. Okay, so emergency fund is quickly dwindling here. Okay. So now I need to take care of these 3 overspent categories before we start assigning this money to the rest of the month. Bunnies, I overspent by $1.86. I bought one thing for the bunnies here from Tractor Supply. But I think I had borrowed some money from the bunnies category, which is why it was overspent. So we're going to take this from... I'm not going to take it from the emergency fund. Look, I had $1.91 left for groceries, so I'm going to take that from the groceries. And household, let's see what this was. Some hygiene products, paper towels. Let's see where I could take this money from. Maybe, do I have any money left in gas? I don't think this got entered. I did spend some money on gas. I know I spent $40 yesterday on gas. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and enter the transaction for the gas because I guess I didn't enter it, which is weird. Okay, so this is with my City Custom Cash, and I bought it yesterday, and this was USA gasoline, and I spent $40. And when I go back to the overspend categories, now I've spent $2.03 over on gas. Okay, so now I have 5 cents left under groceries. I'm gonna take that and then I'm gonna cover it now with this ready to assign money. Okay, voila. Why does it tell me there's still an overspent category? Oh, I think it's under a credit card, yep. So right here, I'm not even sure what this is. I'm not sure why this is yellow instead of green. It's saying it's underfunded. I'm not sure what happened there, why that was underfunded, but it's fixed now. I just clicked on the underfunded button. Okay, credit cards are taken care of. So now I can go ahead and allocate this money to the rest of my fixed costs. T-Mobile just got paid, so I can go ahead and snooze this target. And Pack Life needs to be taken care of. I'm gonna click on underfunded, pet insurance. Oh, I forgot. I totally forgot to click on my paycheck one because this tells me what I need to use this paycheck for. Okay, and car insurance. Looks like all the bills are taken care of. Okay, groceries. I think I'm gonna do fund half. So that gives me $180, so $90 a week. Gas, I'm gonna add $200. Bunnies, see bunnies. We're gonna fund half. Household items, gonna fund half. This is a miracle. This is the first time that I've had money left over after paying all the bills and stuff. So I have $280.68 left. So my son is coming with my parents in September to come visit me, and there is a sleeping cot that I want to buy that's $200. I'll probably need to buy like a thin foam mat that goes on top of it as well. I'm not sure how much that would be. I'm also still looking into getting those chairs, those folding chairs, which I really don't know where I'm going to put those folding chairs. So what I would like to do is, Oopsie, I'm going to assign some money to the Oopsie fund this month. Let's do 75. Now I have $205.68. I'm going to be honest with myself because in the past I have not. And I have not been putting money into like my fund holding, and then I end up overspending. So I am going to add some money to this category. I'm going to do, let's just do $20. Okay, I have $185.68 left. Like I said, I do need to buy another shelf. I definitely need another shelf. So if that one shelf was $71, let me see, $71.46. I'm gonna get the same one. I already forgot what it was, $71.56. And the folding chairs, we're gonna put the rest of the money here. Okay, so that looks like that's everything. I've taken care of a lot more than I anticipated. Again, my living expenses is quite more than what I anticipated for the month of July because I was not expecting the almost $200 I would have to pay back to my apartment. Electricity bill being $74. Also the Wi-Fi, $50. I'm in my new place. I am still very, very exhausted, but I love it here. My very first night, I actually heard crickets for the first time in years. I'm right by a hillside. I'm like 3 houses away from a hillside. Like right now, I also have another view of like the mountains. So basically I'm like in between 2 mountains, and then the beach is like a mile away. It's very quiet out here. Other than like when we had the fireworks happening, that was a little bizarro, but it's very quiet out here. It's very peaceful. I really love it here. I might have to rethink this washing business because right now it's taking my clothes like 4 days to air dry. And even though I have a dehumidifier, I have a fan, it's still, the clothes are still damp. I'm still waiting for that spin dryer to come in, but that won't come in until the end of July. So I'll really have to see like how my clothes dry after getting that new spin dryer. If this still takes a long time to air dry my clothes, I might have to buy a dryer. If you made it all the way through to the end, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.